Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Greg with Ideal Trading Ideas, and as you can see, we have AT&T in front of you, and today's video is going to be about how to set up LEAPS option contracts and actually how to make money doing covered calls off of those contracts, right? So as you can see, we have AT&T right now at $29.79. And what we're going to do is go right into our Wikipedia page to kind of explain to you what a LEAPS option contract is, right? So LEAPS is the short name for it, or long-term equity anticipation security is what the real name is. And it says LEAPS are derivatives that track the price of an underlying financial instrument, stocks, or indices. They are option contracts with a much longer time to expire or expiry than standard options. According to the Options Industry Council, the educational arm of the Options Clearing Corporation, LEAPS are available on stocks and indexes that have an average daily trading volume of at least 1,000 contracts. So if it has a daily volume of at least 1,000 contracts, you're possibly going to be able to do a LEAPS on your stock, right? As with standard options, LEAPS are available in two forms, calls and puts. Honestly, I'm going to tell you guys that, hey, I like doing the calls. I know how to do puts as well, but when doing LEAPS, I think it's just much more simpler to do the call contracts, especially when you're working with stocks like AT&T, the more stable blue chip big stocks. It's much easier just to do the call contracts on it because I don't see AT&T dropping down to zero or something like that. And so money can be made from the put side, but to me is more of a gamble doing a put against a stock like AT&T or the big dogs. I would do it on the more lesser known stocks, the ones that are more volatile, that we see jump all over the place. Then I would consider doing a LEAPS put on that. Anyway, we're going to continue to move forward. Options were originally created with expiry cycles of 3, 6, and 9 months, with no option term lasting more than a year. Options of this form for such terms still constitute the vast majority of options activity. So majority of the options or stocks that are out there still do the 3, 6, and 9 month cycles and expire within that year's time frame. These were created relatively recently and typically extend for a term of 2 years out. Equity LEAPS typically expire in January. For example, if today were December 2020, one could buy a Microsoft option that would expire in January 2021, 22, or 23. Obviously, right now we're in 2021, so you're going to be looking for something that expires in 2022 or 2023. Basically saying the latter of the two are LEAPS. So 2022, 2023 are LEAPS. And it says in practice, LEAPS behave and are traded just like standard options contracts, right? So it's going to behave just like a standard option contract. What we're going to do is go right over into Robinhood. We're going to go over the charts real quick. This is the daily chart, positive 16 cent or positive 0.54% for the day for AT&T. And then after hours, we jumped another 8 cent or positive 0.27% over the past after hours. In the day chart, weekly chart, we're going to go ahead and highlight. We're down negative 24 cent or negative 0.80% over the past week. 1 month chart, we're down $1.23 or negative 3.95% over the past month. 3 month chart, we're up positive $1.63 or positive 5.79% over the past 3 months. 1 year chart, we're down negative $2.24 or negative 6.99% over the past year. And the 5 year chart, we're down $8.70 or negative 22.59% over the past 5 years. Now, for those of you who bought at the highs of last year and or 5 years ago, you are negative in terms of overall, but as we know, AT&T was paying out a nice dividend to you guys, so 9 times out of 10 you're probably in the positive, or it cut down some of those negatives, or most of you savvy investors have already probably averaged your positions down and you're not negative anymore. Anyway, we're going to continue to push forward on how to show you how to do this LEAPS contract, right? So we're going to click on Trade T Options in Robinhood, and we have buy call already selected. If you don't, select buy call, and then what you're going to want to do is scroll down, and we're going to pick June 17th, 2022, right? Click on share price so we can go ahead and get it all the way up there real quick. And what we want to do personally is click the strike price of 27, right? So $27 strike price is what I feel AT&T could possibly drop down to. It's the lowest that I'm willing to purchase AT&T at. Or actually, it may even drop down to 25. It's up to you on where you feel like it possibly could drop to, right? So if I pick 27 strike price, right now the price is $29.78. We're gonna pay $3.25. Remember, this is gonna be $3.25 times 100 shares, because the option contract represents 100 shares, or one option contract does. Clicking on the plus sign, you see up here it says long call. $27 call, $3.25 times, total cost $3.25, right? Before we get into that, just scroll down. It shows you your expected profit and loss, right? So right now it's saying that expected loss is negative $46.87. This is not a prediction of what you're gonna lose over time. This is what the actual price is now, which is $29.78, and what your loss is right now, $46.87. Now, you shouldn't really pay attention to being at a loss of $46.87 right now, because remember, you're paying $325 out for this particular stock, this particular option. Total cost $325. Total loss is $325, which means if you go all the way down here at $26.86, you hit your full total loss. So if it drops down to $27, you're at a total loss. It can continue to go down $25 and go to zero. You're not gonna lose any more money than that. And remember, you have this option contract for a year's time frame. So the possibility of AT&T going all the way down to $27, it may happen, but the possibility of it staying at 27 is slim to none within an entire year's time frame. So it's up to you to kind of figure out how you want to move when it comes to that. I'm willing to take that risk when it comes to AT&T, put the money out there to $325 and keep pushing. But what we have to understand is that AT&T is usually above this point, which is above the $29.78 mark. In this case, anything above $326 or $325, which is where it's at to break even, is going to be profit. So as you can see, as it moves up, 30s, 31s, that expected profits turn green in the hundreds, 100 range into unlimited. So basically meaning that, hey, if AT&T jumps to whatever price, $100, or just keeps going, the max profit is unlimited to you, right? So you're capped at your loss of $325, but your profits are unlimited. So the way they make it seem is kind of crazy, because that should just be huge, but down here is huge and this is small. Anyway, going back up, you would just click on continue, and then long call contracts 1, depending on how many contracts you're trying to do, and then limit price anywhere from $1 to $5.50. $325 is the minimum or the medium area, and then max cost will be $325 to you. You would click on review order. Obviously it would go through between your 9:30 window, or whenever you decide to put the order in during trading hours, and you would have the shares for $325, unless you decided to change this. Let's say the price went down a little bit to $320, or it went up. It's up to you to figure out where you want to buy it, or where they're actually offering the contract set at that point. But anyway, you would own the LEAPS option contract at that point. So once again, how would you make money from it? First area on making money, or first way you would make money, is just holding it and watching it go up in value. Obviously, you can sell it off for whatever the new worth of the contract is, right, and make whatever. So at $31.58, you'll be up $132.99, basically $133, right? You could just sell the contract off for that much if you wanted to. So you would make money that way. That's number one, right? That's the first way to make money. The second way to make money is once you actually own this contract, we'll just click off of that, and let's say we own it already. We'll go back up here. What we'll do, we just click on June 4th. We'll use this as an example, right? Sell call. So now we're going to do a cover call contract against the long or LEAPS contract that we already have purchased, right? So click on share price just to get it back up here. And remember that because we picked the $27 strike price for that LEAPS, and we had to pay out $3.25. When you add the $325 to the $27 strike price, that puts us at a $30.25 break even, right? So we have to take note of our $30.25 break even. We can't do any cover calls that's below that range that won't pay us out or break us even. So if we pick the $30 strike price to get $15, we would not break even, right? So we have to pick this strike price of 30.50, and basically it's saying 30.56 is our break even, which means if it sells off, it's going to be a total of $30.56, right? So they're going to pay us 6 cents up front, or $6, or 6 cents times 100 shares, or $6, right? So if it does sell off, remember our break even was $3.25. Current strike price is $30.50. That's going to be 25 cents in between. Pull up the calculator real quick and remember this: $30.50. Let's say we sold it at that price, minus the $30.25 where we're in at. That's going to be 25 cent difference times 100 shares. Right here, times 100 shares equals $25, plus the 6 cents that they paid us times 100, or $6. So we're just going to go plug in $6, which is going to put us at $31. So if we chose this covered call right here, or this sell call, we would come out with $31 if it sold at $30.50. So that's if you chose the expiring date of June 4th, right? So we're going to clear that out real quick, and we're going to go right here. Let's say we skip past June 4th. We decided not to do that. We want to do June 25th. Well, if we go with June 25th at the same price range, $30.50, it's going to be $28 they wouldn't pay us up front. Remember, $30.25 is still right there. So $30.25 and $30.50 is $25, a $25 difference, right? So we're going to go 28 cents or $28 plus the $25 difference. It's going to put us at a positive $53. So if it sells at $30.50 by June 25th, we collected $53. If it doesn't sell, let's say it's still below the $30.50 mark, and or the price has dropped, we're just going to keep the $28, just like if we would have chose the June 4th and it never hit the $30.50 in that week's time frame. We just keep the $6, and then it's up to us what you want to do with the money. You can spend the $6, put it towards another stock, or you can just hold on to it and use it to kind of average your share price down. I choose to kind of use it to average my share price down. So if you're going to June 25th, and once again we collect $28 off this particular deal, what I would personally do, I use a spreadsheet to kind of keep track of everything I've collected, but I would automatically just look at my price of $3.25, which is what I had to pay out, $325 or $3.25 times 100. I would take that and just minus off the 28 cents that I just picked up from this particular contract, and then I know that now my cost base is actually $2.97. So anything below $2.97 for me is gonna be negative. Anything above $2.97 or $2.98 is gonna be profit. From $2.97 is gonna be break even. $2.98 is gonna be profit, right? So anything above that, I'm gonna be good. Which means that if I chose to do my next contract, say I want to do a month out, July 9th or whatever, I could decide to do the same thing, $30.50, and get 23 cents, or I could decide to do at 30 and get $58, or 58 cents. It's up to me because I'm below that amount. Now, because it's still offering that to me, I may decide just to take the 23 and sell at $30.50. I just may decide to do that, right? So guess what? We've already collected $28. Now we're collecting 23, and maybe it will sell off by June 9th at $30.50. Remember, if you're still going by your old cost basis, which was $30.25, you're still going to make $25 difference plus the 23, and you've already collected 28. So looking at the calculator real quick, we don't have to worry about that. We could just say, well, if we sell off right here, we've already collected 28 plus the difference. If we do sell off at $30.50 is 25 plus the 23 that they're about to give us. And now we have a profit of $76. So within basically a month and 2 weeks, or something like that, we would have basically sold off our shares, a month and 3 weeks, sold off our shares if it hit $30.50 for $76 of profit. Our LEAP option contract that we purchased would be canceled out, and we profited $76. Now, what would be the reason just to pick up $76? to me, it would be bogus, right? So you are going to want to kind of hold the LEAPS option contract as long as possible, and continue doing these sell calls. So if you know you're getting close to like that 30-50 range, you're going to want to start bumping it up, right? 31.50 or 32.50. And you know every time you bump it up, you're going to make even more money, right? Because remember, at 30.25, at 31.25, that would be $100 difference. You know, so it's up to you to kind of work the numbers. Remember, do your spreadsheets, keep track of this, and do it long term. Because remember, you have the LEAPS option contract for a year. So you have a year all the way up to June 17, 2020 to collect cover calls on that contract. So it's up to you. I would just continue to bleed it and bleed it and bleed it, probably up to January 21, 2022. So about 6 months of bleeding it out. And I may even go 7 months or so, and then look at what the contract is worth. If the contract is definitely worth more than where I purchased that, let's say it's up at $31, $32, I would sell off the contract anyway, wrap my money, and that's it. So anyway, that's how you can do, or that's how you can make money from doing a LEAPS contract via cover call. So I showed you how you make money straight out from it, and how you make money from doing cover calls. Now, there are a put side to it. Once again, to me, it's a little bit more complicated. So I'm not going to go over that in this particular video. But anyway, hopefully you guys learned something for this trade. If you guys have any questions, hey man, please just drop me a comment. I'll answer whatever questions you have. Please subscribe, like the page, comment. Hey guys, I'm going to continue to drop these videos. Have a great day. Bye.